Hey guys, what's up? It's me Rion. It's been a few years since I last posted on this channel. That's mostly because I moved to Finland, but more on that later. So today we're gonna be talking about HTML. HTML is used to make websites. It's also known as hypertext markup language. It's used to make websites, and it can also be used with other programming languages like CSS and JavaScript or PHP. But we're going to be just talking about the basics of HTML in this video. So to actually code HTML, you're going to need something to code it on, like this Visual Studio Code. This is what I recommend using, because you could also program CSS and other programming languages on this, and you could also style HTML with CSS. I recommend using this because it's really good. So here's how to code HTML with Visual Studio Code. So if you start up the app, it's gonna show you a screen like this, and you gotta click New File, and then click Text File, and it's gonna look like this. So here on the bottom it says it's plain text. So to actually write HTML, you gotta select the language, type HTML, press enter, and now it says HTML in the corner, and the icon has changed. So that means we're typing HTML. So the thing with HTML is there's opening and closing tags. So every HTML project starts with the HTML tag, which is written like this. That's the HTML opening and HTML closing tag. So the opening tag of any opening tag is just bracket the tag you want to open, and then the closing bracket. And then to close that tag, you have to put bracket slash the tag and then close. So this is basically the opening and closing tag of the HTML, and every HTML project is going to start out like this. So you have to write this first. First of all, you have to do this. It should look like this after you type both of these. You have to enter it, and the space in the middle or the second line is the one we are actually going to use to actually put the code in. So after you type both of those, you're gonna type head, because in HTML there's two types of code. The first part goes in the head, which is like the tab in Chrome and stuff. If you put the title in the head, it's gonna change. It's gonna say what the thing is. So if you just go to Chrome, I'm just going to show you an example. It says new tab here. This right here is the heading area of that's basically a head in HTML. But so let's just open. So it's the same thing with that tag as well. You have to open that tag, type head, and then close that tag, and then that's the good thing with my Visual Studio Code is that it actually types the closing tag for you. A lot of other softwares that type HTML don't do that. That's why I recommend Visual Studio Code, because it's easier to learn program languages with, and it's also used for a lot of big projects. So after you type that, you have to put enter again like you did with HTML, and you have to open the title tag, which is basically the title of what you're going to do. Here you say it's HTML Untitled 1. That's basically what the title is going to be. So you have to open the title tag, open it, and then you have to close it, and then automatically the closing tag is here, and in the middle you have to type whatever you want. So you could just type my my first project. You could just type my first project, and if you run this right now, let's say if you run this, you have to save it first of all. So if you run it, it's gonna open Chrome, and you can see right on the top, it's gonna say my first project on the top here. That's what I meant by the title. That's gonna be what the title is. So yeah, that's like the head part. That's like where you put the title of the project in there. And the next part of HTML is the body part. It's where actually it's like basically where all the website is. So you just open the body tag and then close it, and then you have to push enter, and here you could put inputs, various inputs, and like paragraphs and everything else. So to write a paragraph, the paragraph tag is basically P. So open bracket P close, and that's the paragraph tag. You could just say hi here, run this, and then it's gonna say hi and my first project because that's the title. So that's P, but it's got the thing with paragraphs is you can't change the font size with it. This next tag it's made to like put headings and titles and to change font sizes. So it's like the H1 through 6. So I'll just demonstrate all of it. So open H1 and then close it. So, and if you just say hi, it's gonna, and if you just, so H1 is the highest font size that you can get in HTML, and H6 is the smallest. So I'm just gonna quickly write the others for you. Okay, so that's H2, and then H3, I, and then after that it's gonna be H4. Press enter first, H4, and then close it. Yeah, I'm just writing an example. You could write whatever you wanted. In these, I'm just writing hi as an example so you can actually see what it's like. So after that, next is H5. So H5, close, hi. H6 now. Let's go H6. And okay, now there you go. Now I've actually done this. So it's time to run. If I run this, let's see what happens. So as you can see, this is the first paragraph, and this is the big H1 tag, then H2 tag, H3, H4, H5, H6. It goes from biggest to smallest, not smallest to biggest. So H1 is the biggest, and H6 is the smallest. So that's all the inputs, that's all like the titles and the paragraphs and like the text you can put. Now it's time for actual like inputs things. Yes, so now it's time to show the inputs. So the first input is gonna be like the button. So first input is gonna be this one. So you just have to type the input tag. So open, type inputs, and then without closing the tag, type. and then it's after you type, if you're in Visual Studio Code, it's always going to put equal and this mark. And so these are all like the types of inputs in HTML. So first of all, it's going to be button. So I'm just going to close this tag real quick, and then I'm going to run. Okay, so as you can see, it's a button, but it has no text because we haven't given it any text. So that's the button. That's like the button type inputs. Next is text type input. So this is the text type input. You could type anything in here, and you can get this as an input. So after that is the date input. You could put the date. You could put like. So you could put the date the current date. So 23rd of 7th, 2025. So that's the current date. You could put the date as that. You could use. So that's the date type. So the next is email type. This is a type for email. But first of all, if you're gonna run it, you have to close the last tab first. If you don't, it's gonna like pop up. You have to close the other tag. It doesn't say you have to close the other tag, but it won't work if you close the other tag. If you don't close the other tag. Email is basically just text as well. So those are like some of the basic inputs and like text functions of HTML. So this is gonna be the first video in a series of videos. So if you guys like this video, make sure to subscribe, like and share, and make sure to keep notifications on so you'll know when I put the next video in this series or any other video. So bye.